Hey, what's up, everybody? Garbage Time Sports with Hoot and B.T. Yeah, man, we just jump right into it. We got a lot of speculating, talking stuff to do about the NBA. So I would say let's just get into it. If you guys didn't know, which if you didn't know, then you just don't follow basketball, I guess. But like the Bulls aren't in it anymore, and that is still upsetting to me. I don't know why. I knew it was coming, but it still stings.
It's demotivating because, I mean, we followed the Bulls so closely this year.
And they had such a good season.
Such promise, and it was a good season. At the end of the day, regardless, no championship, that was still a positive season.
Yeah, it was.
Especially
it was
considering the crap that we watched for years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when Denzel Valentine's going out there and he's on your starting lineup with Otto Porter, it's like, where are we going at?
Yeah,
where are we going here?
Yeah, as I say, do we have a path, or are we just like, well, maybe we'll walk this way for a while?
Yeah.
So anyway, jumping off of that, so the Warriors and the Grizzlies. So basically, Steph Curry, Draymond Green.
Well, sometimes Draymond Green.
Yeah,
depends if he's still out of the game or not.
Yeah, true that. Which he had nothing but good things to say about his little shenanigans.
So happy.
Yeah, he's like, I make $25 million a year. I'll be fine. I'll pay the fine.
Which is a very arrogant thing to say, but it's Draymond Green. I expect no less.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you got Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. You got
Jordan
Poole, which you wouldn't have had that name thrown in up until this year.
Moses Moody, even though he doesn't really play.
Yeah, but every once in a while he splashes a three. So good for Moses. You got all this versus Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Done.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got Brandon Clark and there's Steven Adams.
He has some support. He really does, but he's their standout.
For lack of better description, the sex appeal isn't there. It's really just Ja Morant with his amazing, we're talking Derrick Rose, Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving handles here.
Yeah.
It's incredible what he's doing, but it's a situation where can he do it all by himself when he's taking on such a seasoned team? Yeah. And is this the last run that we're going to get out of the Warriors?
I think it's the last. I think it's the last run you're going to get out of these Warriors. This team.
Core group.
Yeah, I think Steph will be there. Just because I think that Oakland will give him anything to keep him.
Exactly, and his style of play has been generous to his body over all of these years, to be perfectly honest. He's never been one to drive it to the basket.
He's not a super physical player.
So as long as he takes care of himself and his vision is still there and he can still release the ball as quickly as it is, he's got a long career still ahead of him. But I agree with you. As far as the Warriors core, this core of the Splash Brothers and Draymond, this is it, because I think Draymond, if he doesn't win a championship, they're gonna let his ass go.
And I think they should. I mean, don't get me wrong, Draymond Green's an excellent ball player.
Still a all-star level player.
Sure. I think that maybe the magic between these guys, it might be used up. I mean, because Draymond, Steph, and Klay have been playing together for several years.
I will say there's a caveat to this, though, that what if that 2 a.m. you up text comes across from someone
from KD,
because he is still very tight, very close with those people that were on that team, even though he left, and he has nothing but fond memories. And I will say that with Durant back on that team, they're right back in that tough situation where they were giving everybody hell again.
So I think that what has been proven though over the past couple of seasons is that even though the Warriors might need KD
doesn't need the Warriors?
No, KD does need the Warriors. Because, I mean, look what he's done. What has he done since he left the Warriors? Nothing.
His scoring production's gone down. He's had a couple health issues here and there with some injuries.
Sure. Well, especially starting with that Achilles injury that happened in the Game 6 in the finals 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that really started his downward spiral.
And then when he went into off-season and, decided to go to another franchise, which really surprised the Warriors, honestly. But he was kind of a mercenary that he was brought in to get them over the hump, which he did.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get me wrong. Like I said, even though I'm not the biggest KD fan, I'm not going to sit here and say he's trash because he's not.
Yeah, no. I mean, they won one without him, didn't they? Did they? No, that was the best. They had the best record.
Yeah, they had the 73-9 record.
Yeah, and then they lost in the finals to LBJ. That's right.
Yeah, to Lyndon B. Johnson. He was there. It was crazy. Anyway.
And Irving.
Yeah.
You're
Kyrie.
You're like Michael Irving.
Yeah,
You're right.
Michael Irving and Lyndon B. Johnson. They beat out the Warriors. I'll never forget that season. It was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, LeBron and Kyrie did end up pulling that one out.
So you got them. I'm still going with Warriors. Where are you leaning on this one?
Yeah, look, man. Here's the point. As excited as I am to watch Ja Morant play, and because he's an exciting ball player. I just don't think. I don't think they have the stamina to stay with the Warriors. I think the Warriors. I think the Warriors are going to the finals.
I agree with you. I think it's I'll get to a caveat on that here in a second.
Yeah,
but I agree with you that I don't think that Ja Morant can do this alone.
Yeah,
that's the real issue that I'm coming down to. Is talent is there, but he can't do this alone. And the Golden State Warriors have a more well-rounded team, perimeter-oriented team for what they do. Well,
and you run into a similar situation after this series with that team from Dallas. What are they? The Lucas.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Dallas. The
Doncic's. Yeah. Okay. The Dallas Doncic's.
Versus the Phoenix Suns, which Phoenix has kind of gotten put it together a little bit here.
Luckily,
Booker is looking good.
Yeah, Devin Booker finally woke up and realized he was supposed to play basketball today.
Kind of woke up, realized that, hey, wait a minute, I am Devin Booker. Yeah. I am one of the best players in this league when I try.
Well, that was the whole thing. Is I had made the joke is that he woke up and he was like, "Do we have a game today?" And he's like, "We have a game every day, man." He's like, "I haven't made it to a single one." They're like, "We know, Devin." And he was like, "Oh, well, I'll be there tonight." And then he went off, you know. And CP3, look, man, I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. That dude deserves a ring.
He does. And I think he's going to get past Luka. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think. But that was leading me to my point. Memphis Grizzlies and Dallas Mavericks have the exact same problem. You've got some support for your star, but the star is really all you got.
Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie's not going to get you over the hump.
That's right. All you got, really,
I like Spencer Dinwiddie, but he's not going to get you over the hump.
He's a hell of a supporting ball player, but you know, I mean, every once in a while, you got to step up in a game, be that guy.
I will say this: I was one of those people that didn't like the trade for Spencer Dinwiddie for Porzingis and that big three-way trade or whatever.
But Kristaps was having some.
He was
having some issues, man.
He was, but I think that if Dallas had that 7-footer in the middle, that Ayton or Ayer, who is dominating the middle? Is it Crowder?
Yeah.
Somebody is just pushing them around in the middle right now.
Oh, you're talking about Jay Crowder. Who would have thought Jay Crowder pushing people around? Because I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a big guy, but he ain't that big.
No, and he's just they're being dominated. I think if they had a bigger body, they might be able to put up a fight. But the Suns have it going on right now, and I think that Suns-Warriors matchup will be incredible.
Yeah, I think that'll be. I'm
still leaning towards Warriors.
I am
too. The Suns at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, you did.
I'm still leaning towards the Warriors.
There's just more weapons. You know,
and I trust what I see there. Like Thompson's on it right now.
Yeah,
Curry's on it right now. Poole has stepped his game up right now. Draymond is like.
Rebounding.
He's drawing all of this energy from his actions. It's Rodman-esque.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know,
he's motivating them.
The antics, you know, flipping off the crowd and all that kind of stuff.
It's us versus them.
Yeah, that's right. And that your teammates feed off that. Yeah. Even if it is negative, your teammates go, okay, let's make lemonade. You know what I'm saying? And
now somehow the Warriors get past all of these guys, and then they go up against the Eastern Conference. I think Giannis would punch Draymond in the mouth,
bro. This NBA, and you wouldn't have heard me say this 2 months ago because of, don't get me wrong, Milwaukee hadn't been scrub at all this year. They've been fantastic. But it just, all year I've watched them and I've been like, this is not the same caliber team. They
weren't a repeat team. They didn't seem like it this season.
I was like, the Bulls are going to smack these fools. Well, that's what I thought earlier in the year. Not in the playoffs. In the playoffs, when we got up there, I was like, well, everyone has made their intentions very clear.
Because the Bulls backed into the playoffs. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
They dad parked.
Yeah, right.
They backed it in.
They got their playoff spot more or less secured before the All-Star break.
Right.
They knew they were going to be in there more or less, or at least the playing game. And then they kind of just sat on their laurels.
We'll just coast, Daddy. We're just going to coast.
So that's where they are, but I agree with you that this
is Giannis's world, and everyone else is just playing in it.
Just get out of his way.
Well, I'm telling you, dude, the Greek Freak has earned his name, man. That dude is incredible. And like last year, I said the same thing. I was like, man, this guy's incredible. Like I've known he's good, but this is just a new level. Well, this year, after watching his season and being like, he's good, but last year was a fluke. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh yeah, I should turn up.
Yeah. Well, look what's going on with this series against Boston. Boston, the hottest team in the league since the second half of the season. No doubt, without a doubt, their record shows it. And Brown and Tatum together have been dominant. So I didn't expect this going into this series, but this Bucks team is just out physically dominating these guys on the rebounds, on the boards, on the inside. You can't stop Giannis.
Yeah, and big time Bobby, man. He's putting in, he's rebounding, he's putting in some threes.
This team that they've developed is on point.
Bro, it's a scary good team. I mean, Chris Middleton, even back whenever it was like probably like in 2019 or something, when you had like Giannis and Malcolm Brogdon, you had Chris Middleton. Pretty much you had the same team except you had Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, but then they picked up Holiday, and he's made a huge difference.
Holiday replacing Brogdon was a good decision.
Good choice.
Yeah, good job, Milwaukee. But
even bringing in Connaughton and Grayson Allen to play those perimeter shooting positions.
Well, but Pat Connaughton's been on the team for several years. But Punk Allen, he was picked up last year?
Yeah, last year before their run.
Yeah, so he got his ring by proxy because he's a punk. That's what they do. He probably tells everyone he earned it anyway. Now if he gets one this year, unfortunately, I'll have to eat some crow and be like, no, Grayson Allen earned that thing. He beat up a lot of people to get that ring. But I don't know, man. Okay, so let's play this out. Let's just fast forward. You and I are in agreement. It's going to be Warriors Bucks in the finals, right?
Yeah.
Who do you got?
Warriors.
Really?
Yes.
See, I'm going opposite. I think Bucks are going to repeat.
I think that Giannis is going to punch Draymond in the mouth, but I think that the wing players on the Warriors are stronger than the wing players.
I agree, but we just talked about it. Grayson Allen and Pat Connaughton, if they get hot, and then Bobby Portis has even close to a decent night.
See, that's the problem, is that you have a Warriors team that
hot.
I don't think the Bucks can run with the Warriors, but I don't think the Warriors can finesse like the whole game. They can't always finesse Giannis and the Bucks because they're just so physical. They're going to overtake you because they have height and just so much more strength than you. So I think either way, we're in for a great conclusion of this season. Like somehow Luka or Ja Morant pull this out, or the Celtics pull this out, or I guess the Sixers are done. Embiid's hurt, so
yeah, it's over with for them. And then you got Porky playing for them. Porky Cornrows.
Well, he's not going to do it. No. That's the thing. It's like that in itself is a point. I'm so dismissive of James Harden that I don't even give him a chance on his own. Like I didn't even thought never crosses my mind.
Bro,
I would give him a better chance with Ben Simmons.
Oh my gosh. What?
I would have given them a better chance with a healthy Ben Simmons than...
Yeah, Ben Simmons would have... Well, I mean, healthy Ben Simmons and hurt Ben Simmons are two of the exact same thing. They just don't play.
He's just had off-season surgery yesterday.
Oh, good. So, I'm glad there was some... You know what that surgery was about? Hey, make it something that it's easy to recover from. I got to do something to explain why I don't play basketball anymore. I don't understand why Brooklyn would take Ben Simmons. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like, will you trade your dull kind of fat turd for this slimmer, shiny one? And they were like, ooh, we'd like a slimmer, shiny turd. And then he just doesn't even drop in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? All he did was sit on the sidelines. That's gross. This is gross. Why did I do this to us?
Like the Dingleberry that he is.
Yeah, why did I do this to us? That is terrible.
Because you hate us.
Yeah, I guess so. If you held on this long.
Anyway, no, I think we're in for a great conclusion of the NBA season. I'm excited for it. I'll go ahead and predict it now. I'll say Warriors in 6. But
wow, okay. I'm actually going to say Bucks in 7. I think it's going to come down to 3-3, and last game will decide. I think it's going to be a great series.
Yeah, I'm excited for no matter who gets in there, it's going to be a good series.
I think so. There's a lot of big time teams.
If somehow these teams that are losing in these series pull it out, then it's going to be a great end of the season. It's been a great season.
It has been a really exciting season this year, which is nice because the NBA got very boring for a while.
But while we're on the boring stuff of the basketball season, now that our season has ended for our beloved Chicago Bulls, it is open season on speculation because nobody else has anything else to talk about. So here we are.
Yeah. So you sent me that thing earlier this week talking about the asinine trade. That was rumored and has been debunked now.
Yeah, it can't happen for myriad of reasons, and it was also wild, pure speculation. But what it is it was Anthony Davis, Chicago-born, Bulls fan as a youth, traded from Los Angeles to the Bulls for a sign-in trade for Zach LaVine, because obviously the Bulls can give Zach more money than the Lakers can. So this would be how they could get Zach his money and get him traded.
Yeah.
And some draft picks and probably cash. But it's been debunked because there's just no feasible way that they could make that trade happen. My point to you was, even though it was dead in the water, would you have made that trade?
No, and I'll tell you why. This is not in any way, shape, or form some kind of AD's a bum. Nothing. I think Anthony Davis is a big-time ball player. I would like to see him at Chicago.
I think if the Lakers don't wrap him up long-term next free agency, they're going to make a play for him.
Yeah,
I think so.
And I want that to happen. I would love to see AD in Chicago. I really would. I just don't think I'm ready to give up Zach for him. And I know, I know I kind of have this weird romanticized idea that, because
Zach can be.
Yeah.
Because the potential.
Because he hasn't even scratched the surface of his potential, and he's a great ball player. I know that using the word great is
controversial, I guess. Because people debate it back and forth.
Yeah, on whether Zach LaVine's actually just complete garbage or if he's any good at all. But I think Zach LaVine is a great ball player.
I'm with you. See, I think Zach LaVine has proven since his early struggles in Minnesota and the trade, and he was given a second chance, breath of fresh air with the Bulls.
Yeah.
And he's developed into this all-star caliber player that he is right now.
Yeah.
I see him like slightly older, by no means by any means very many years, but slightly older Devin Booker style player here.
Yeah.
You're going to get out of him what you're going to get depending upon how healthy he is and who else you surround him with.
Yep.
He's not going to be the guy that's going to be able to do it alone. Now, in the modern NBA, there's not a lot of people that can.
Right.
But with DeMar, I think him and DeMar make a good team, but the way that their styles are structured, you have to have another fit, and you surround them with, those players that are going to put you over. So in this case, I like who they have. I think they need to fill out their bench a lot more than they do.
And I think you need some more size besides just Vooch.
Yes.
I think you need at least another.
Tristan Thompson is 6'9".
Yeah. And, he's a small.
And he's gone.
Yeah.
He was a 1 year, end of the year, his contract's gone.
Yeah. So AD would be to me, AD would be the ideal fit. But right now, the Bulls can't afford him and to keep everyone they got.
Yeah, because Vooch is your third highest paid player, I believe.
Yeah.
Right and after you max out Zach, for sure.
Yeah, and me personally, if I'm in the front office, if I'm king of the Chicago Bulls, I max out Zach. I give everyone whatever I can give them to keep them happy, to keep your core, like we were talking about in the past couple of weeks, keep that core there. Because I think if you've got Vooch, if you've got Caruso, if you've got LaVine and DeRozan,
Ball.
And Lonzo Ball, you have those 5.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think that you can fill your bench out and really have a successful program.
I think so too. I think where they need more depth in the middle, coming off of their bench, because Tristan Thomas, Tony Bradley were never enough.
Nope.
You had Derek Jones Jr., who was a small forward playing power forward.
Yeah.
Javonte Green, love what you did for us, but you're probably gone too.
Yeah.
Also a shooting guard, actually playing a power forward position.
Yeah.
So you're so undersized at power forward when your power forward is Patrick Williams, who is still like 6'8", 6'9", so he's not even the tallest guy in the world.
You know who I'd like to see come back, and something that I think that the Bulls could afford? Now, I don't even think it's possible right now, this year at least. I'd like to see Bobby Portis come back to Chicago, because I think getting rid of Portis was, at the time, I think it made sense because Bobby Portis was not what he is now.
Yeah, no, we always joke about it, but I've made this trade happen on NBA 2K before and had to see, contract-wise, at least how a video game simulation you have to do to make it happen. And, the progression that he has shown since his being drafted by Chicago, playing for the Bulls, and then going elsewhere, I agree he'd be a great free agent pickup. However, I don't think that they could afford him.
You don't think
I don't think at this point that they could afford him, because he's going to get himself a bigger contract when it comes
especially if they win again this year.
Back-to-back rings.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let's go to someone you can definitely afford, and someone that I think. And look, okay, I know I'm biased because he's also a former Razorback, and he's also a former Bull. But go to Washington, I'd be like, Dan, we want you back.
Gafford.
I think that Dan Gafford, with the right, with the right coaching, with the right mentor, I think Dan Gafford could be something that. But I also understand this is professional basketball. This isn't, you're supposed to already have a certain amount of.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. What is it, our obsession as Chicago Bulls fans, that we all do this? We do this so much.
Yeah.
What is it about us that when we have someone and we lose them, they go somewhere else and they perform better than they did when they were in the Bulls uniform? Mm-hmm. We want them back. Like Otto Porter couldn't do nothing in Chicago uniform. He goes out, he's a solid player right now.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't we want Otto Porter back? Because when he was in the Bulls uniform, he wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, so what is it about us that where we see these guys like Gafford leave, go to Washington, it's like, why can't we have them back? It's like, well, when he was with us, he didn't perform like that.
Right, and that's very true.
It's also a different situation, though, because now we have Billy Donovan. We're in year 2 under Billy Donovan.
Yeah, and he still smells like Gainesville, so it's just gross.
You still not sold on Billy?
No, actually, I think Billy Donovan's a great coach. I think he was a great coach at Florida. I think he's a hell of a basketball coach. He's from Florida, so you got to.
I'm one of those ones that it's like, I wonder if at some point, long down the road, if someone like Steve Kerr, one of these former Bulls that did do something, ever try to
I don't think it'd be Steve.
It'd be down the road or something.
Yeah, I don't think
Bull.
Hey, you know what? Maybe it could be the greatest of all time.
Oh, the defensive player of the year?
Yeah.
Or should have been defensive player of the year?
Yeah, should have been if not for Michael. Yeah, I'm talking about Scottie Pippen. Bro, that dude's back on one.
He is. He's taken this time to continue at. I don't know what beef he currently has with MJ, but this feels personal. Yeah, and we know anything how MJ handles things when he takes them personally.
Yeah, and I took that personally. You're like, oh God, here we go. But no, dude, like, okay, so we're talking about a man from our home state, okay, from Hamburg, Arkansas. We are talking about a man who was a pivotal, crucial, fantastic part of our favorite team growing up.
Hall of Famer.
We are talking about a Hall of Famer. We are talking about Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying? We love Scottie Pippen. Scottie, we can't stand here and you talk like this because it's stupid. I'm sorry.
It's petty.
It is. Look, man, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, okay? I love Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan himself said Michael Jordan would not have been who he was without Scottie Pippen. Well, I got news for you, Scottie. You wouldn't have been nothing without MJ. Like, you were a great supporting player. You deserve the Hall of Fame. Yeah. You deserve those rings. You deserve more money than what you got paid.
You should have got paid.
But whose fault was that, Scottie?
Your agent.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't the fans. It wasn't MJ. It wasn't Phil.
It was that agent.
All I'm going to say about this is, Scottie, you will not go down in history as the greatest of all time. You won't, because there's so many people who just are like, bro, you played amongst giants.
Yeah, that's what he's claiming is there's a media bias there that everybody's favoring Jordan, and that's why he never got any attention paid to him. And he's also...
Why do I still have a Pippen jersey? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I still have that then? Everyone loved Scottie Pippen. Everyone loved Dennis Rodman. Everyone loved Ron Harper. Everyone loved that Dynasty Bulls team. But yes, the shining star was Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because without Michael Jordan, none of that would have happened, and that kind of goes to show 1994-95 season.
Yeah,
goes
exactly.
to show what happens when MJ is gone.
Right.
So Pippen, he was phenomenal that season. He shouldered that burden of minus MJ and took that team back to the playoffs. He did. However, he wasn't Michael Jordan, and without Michael Jordan, they didn't win a championship.
Whenever you win 91, 2, and 3, and then 94, 95, you don't win, and then MJ comes back and you win 96, 97, 98. How are you going to argue with this? Like, what was the common denominator in those winning seasons? What was the common denominator in those losing seasons?
Yeah.
MJ was there. MJ was not there. I mean, look, writing's on the wall. It's your fault if you don't read it.
What's he going to argue? Well, let's see. After the 93, let's see. Oh, Horace Grant went to free agency, and he went to the Magic.
Charles Oakley. Well, no, that was after 91.
Yeah, they already got rid of him.
Yeah.
What happened? We got Dennis Rodman. Oh, that's what it is. Horace Grant for Dennis Rodman. That's why they didn't win those championships. That's got to be it.
Wait, Dennis Rodman still played in 96, 97, 98.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Dennis Rodman, 96, 97, 98.
Oh, that's when they picked him up, was 96.
They picked up Rodman, 96.
That's right. Okay.
So, and then the other three, they had Horace Grant. There it is, Horace Grant. He was Horace Grant and Dennis Rodman. That was what they were missing. They got it fixed.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
No difference. Jordan didn't ride a bus or play baseball or anything.
Right. Yeah. Over with.
So, yeah, what we're trying to say is, come on, Scottie, please get off this bull.
Because that's exactly what you're on right now. That's crazy. Anyway,
squash the beef.
Yeah, squash the beef, cook it up, do whatever you got to do. Just it's got to be over, because I still will never forget that little interview thing I saw on TikTok. It was like, how do you want to be remembered? As Scottie, he's the greatest of all time. Some dude duetted it. And he's like, God dang, Scottie, I was with you up until you had to say some stupid like that. But,
right? I mean, I hate this because I was always the one like, Scottie Pippen's underrated.
Yeah.
Underpaid, underrated. Check this out. This is what he should have got. He should have been compensated. Look at the credit that he doesn't get.
Yep.
But now he's trying to take too much. Like, the reason he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year has nothing to do with Michael Jordan.
No.
It has to do with the fact that Michael Jordan played better defense than Scottie Pippen, even though Scottie Pippen, Hall of Fame defender.
Yeah, absolutely. He's no one's trying to take away how great Scottie Pippen is, and he should go down as one of the greatest of all time.
You know who I really think Scottie should have his beef with? The person that really thinks he's the greatest of all time, and that's LeBron James. That's who Scottie really needs to beef with.
Yeah.
If he's the greatest of all time, hold on.
Yeah.
LBJ's claiming that.
Lyndon B. Johnson is in the house.
He's claiming that greatest of all time, Scottie. You're beefs with him, bud.
There's so much like, what's crazy is the arrogance of basketball players. You know what I'm saying? Because like, LeBron James claims to be the greatest, then you've got Scottie claiming to be the greatest, and everyone knows MJ is the greatest, and you know. But I mean, like, if you really want to get down to it, then if we're talking someone as soft as LaFlop, that's not his name. What's his name? Lyndon B. Johnson. If we're talking about LeBron,
Lyndon B. James,
Lyndon B. James. If we're dealing with LeBron James, then it being the greatest, then couldn't you equally argue that no, Giannis is the greatest of all time?
I will say he does what he's doing right now. He wins another championship and then continues this dominance that he's had. Because I didn't even realize it till I was looking back at the past MVPs, and I got to thinking about it. It's like, no, Giannis has been dominating for almost, 6 years now?
Yep.
And it's still going. And he's getting better.
Every year.
Every year he's getting better. Now, we saw LeBron James do this for years, where every year he got better. we can't say anymore that he's getting better. We can say that he's declining. His decline has just not been the drop off that we're used to.
Luckily for LeBron, his decline is not a steep cliff. I mean, he's aging. That's what's going on with LeBron. And look, everyone knows I don't like LeBron as a person, and really not as a ball player. He's a selfish ball player, and I'm a fundamental guy. But there's no arguing.
I'm one of the ones I think he's too unselfish as part of the flaw of LeBron James.
That's kind of what I was getting to, though, is in his younger, I'm talking about in his younger years, in his, more advanced years, we'll say, his more.
Become a ball hog?
Yeah, he's, and I think it's because he knows, like, oh, God, man, these scrubs can't do it. I've got to do it.
It's him.
And I think that him and AD feel like we have to do this because the rest of this team can't do it.
Yeah, that was the thing is I don't know why they thought bringing in Westbrook was going to be the one that got
that has been a train wreck. Like, once again, C. Wayne's a big Russ fan. I'm not. But he plays like Ben Simmons. Like, it looks like Russ just don't want to be in Los Angeles, so he just doesn't play.
I guess to me it is like Stephon Marbury. Whenever he was in his prime, nobody could ball with him. He could drop buckets all day long. He was great to watch. But it was like all show. There was not a championship contender in that person, and I don't see that there. I think it's flashy. It's like
this is an and one mixtape, not an NBA Finals.
It's like even if love him or hate him, he was one of my favorites, if not my favorite, besides MJ. Allen Iverson and Kobe. I can't say Kobe. So Allen Iverson, a lot of people don't like him because selfish ball hog, because all he cared about was getting his numbers. Yeah, that's kind of how I see that. Is like they're that type of player that at the end of the day we may lose, but hey, I'm gonna look good doing it.
Yeah, and I don't know. It comes down to, once again, being a teammate. The only stat line that should matter is wins. I just want to point out that the Arkansas Razorbacks basketball program has put more people in the NFL than the
Texas Longhorns
football team.
Yeah, who had more people drafted this year? Texas.
Was it the Texas Longhorns football team, A, or was it B, the Arkansas Razorbacks basketball team? The correct answer is obviously B. Trey Wade, man, good for him.
Right.
He's on a practice squad. I think. I don't think he's actually made roster yet, but who's he with?
Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Him and Kyler Murray. But yeah, he's on. He's going to be practicing. He's been invited to the summer camp for the Arizona Cardinals.
He's got an opportunity to try out to make the team, at least the practice squad. Which that's a big deal, man. He's pursuing his dream, man. And again, don't take it lightly. This is the Arizona Cardinals. This is professional football. This is the NFL. And even the lowest guys on that totem pole, that's the elite of the elite in
that's right.
professional football.
That's absolutely right. So congratulations, Trey Wade, man. We're proud of you. I know you only had 1 year as a Razorback, but you know what? 1 year is enough to be a Razorback.
Yeah,
and we love you. We want good things for you.
Proud of you, and we wish you nothing but the best. And hopefully, we see you in a Cardinals uniform come starting of the season.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Okay, so getting back on the subject you were talking about. So with Major League Baseball in here, you and I are diehard Yankees fans. We have always been Yankees fans. And I would venture to say we will always be Yankees fans.
Yeah.
But we did discuss in last week's show, you had gone on to say watching Yankees baseball over the past few years has become
stale.
And it has, because, we have a really slow start to the season. We really start to pick up momentum mid-season into the postseason, and then we hit the postseason and we just the bed.
Yeah, it's like they know that they're a first-round exit going in.
Yeah,
and it's weird because that's not the mindset we grew up with as kids, where they were always contending to the point that they were throwing ridiculous amounts of money and getting like fantasy rosters.
Yeah, A-Rod, Derek Jeter, Jason Giambi.
Yeah, they finally stopped doing that. Yeah, they go to Japan to get their best hitters like Hideki.
Yeah, Matsui.
Yeah.
But it's just gotten boring. So what BT had put out to the world last week was that we were hoping folks would send in some stuff on their recommendations on a team for us to go all in on this year.
Yeah.
So what we had was two teams that stood out. It was, and I think it was like the very first comment we got, message, everything, whatever, was the Rockies or the Braves.
Yeah, because the other one was like "Go Yankees" or something.
Yeah. I was like,
Thanks.
well, I mean, I'm with that, but we're not doing the Yankees. We cheer for the Yankees every year, so this year we're gonna switch it up, see what happens.
Yeah,
I don't know that I'm willing to sell out completely because I'm like I got a lot of time invested.
The Colorado Coors Light Rockies,
Rocky
man. Tops, and
the John Denvers versus the Ludacrises. So
the Ted Turners.
Yeah, the Ted Turners. Ted found out he wasn't God, gave him a heart attack. It was crazy. Anyway, So what do you think?
Well, I think since we let the audience choose this, I say we go with it.
Okay.
Because we asked for it, we got the response.
Okay.
However, since there wasn't an overwhelming one way or the other, you want to split it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're both going to be in the same conference, which is fine. Well, same league, which is fine. But, I mean, which one are you leaning towards? Because I've been a Braves fan-ish because I watched a lot of TBS as a kid because wrestling was on TBS.
Well,
so
and Chipper Jones was
and Greg Maddux, John Smalls, Tom Glavine.
We were... The Braves were the shit in the 90s too, you know. So
Fred McGriff at first, McGriff the crime dog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was just it though. It was like back in the 90s growing up, you were as a kid, you're either a Yankees or a Braves fan.
Yeah, I think I picked the the Yankees to be anti-Braves just because they were on TV. I was being that kid. So it would be ironic to come back and take them. However, I would prefer to do the Rockies since I've never followed Colorado at all.
Okay.
The best I know about Colorado, I guess, is Dante Bichette and Andres Galarraga, the 90s.
Yeah, sure.
So it's been a minute since I learned anything about the Rockies.
Okay, so I tell you what then. This is how we'll do it. As of right now, we're going to say for this baseball season that has already started, for this baseball season, you will be a Rockies fan, I will be a Braves fan.
All right, fair enough.
Bones it up?
Sounds good.
Okay, it's sealed. We're doing it.
I'll see you in Denver, and you'll see me in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, other way around. My bad.
Yeah, wait. 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Who cares? So, okay, so that's what we'll do. Hey, and we do appreciate for those that did send messages or comments or whatever.
Yeah, please continue to interact with us. We love it. The show is continuing to grow because of you guys.
Yeah.
We're getting more attention, again, because of you guys and the things that you're saying. We're starting to show up on more algorithms and things. So if you don't mind when you have us subscribed and liked or on your podcast feed, if you don't mind to give us a review and give us a star rating, that also helps us pick up in the algorithm. So that'd be good if you could just leave us a review and let us know what you think, good, bad, or indifferent. It helps us. So just let us know so we can make the show better.
Yeah.
And we can continue to possibly one day get someone to tell us where you should or what you should be shaving with.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Or what kind of underwear should grace your tuchus.
Or what mattress you should be sleeping on.
Yeah, that's right. What is it? Helix asleep? Is that the one we always hear?
It's one of them.
That now. Or the purple whatever.
Yeah. And everybody's always like, I got this mattress a week ago. It's like, sure you did, buddy.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I mean, they send us one. We'll test it out.
Yeah, hey, send me one and I'll test it out. That's right. Yeah. All right. So we'll wrap it up here for Garbage Time Sports from BT and from Hoot Hobbs. We would like to say, go Braves.
Adios.